If you want to build a successful online business but have no idea where to start, you're in the right place. Class is in session and I'm going to take you how to start an online business. We're going to dive in. Let me take you to my whiteboard. Before we get started, make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss a video just like this. So before you even get started on what should I do? What type of business should I have? I want to make money online, but I don't really understand. Like maybe you already have a business, but I want to start promoting myself online. What is the first step? Let's talk about it. Right off the bat, you have to understand why you're doing this, and as far as money, if you have a good relationship with it. Now, I'm not gonna go into a whole spiel about money mindset because I already have a video on that. I'll definitely link that up right below this video. But you still have to have somewhat of a relationship with how are you going into this? Because if you're going off of desperation, like I need to make money right now, I mean, it can work. But let's say if it doesn't, you're never going to be able to have fulfillment when you do create this business. So ultimately, you need to understand, am I living off scarcity? I need to make $1 million quick cash type of deal. That's not gonna work. Not every day is gonna be easy. This channel has definitely been a slower growth for me for the expectations that I had. I had a friend that went from 0 to 100,000 in 7 months, and that was my expectation. So imagine if I would have just given up and not had my why. Like I want to have this channel, not only because I know the impact that it can give, but I know that I can give the same type of information to more people. YouTube will push out my video more for a longer period of time versus like an Instagram or a TikTok. So once you understand this, the next thing is you're gonna do is start brainstorming what your offer can be. You probably have an idea, even if it's a tiny little idea. I know a lot of the women that I work with are like, well, I wanna do an ebook. I really wanna do a course. They don't really understand the commitment or what it entails, but they have a thought. If you're like, I literally have no idea what I can offer, let's talk about it. Think about what people say, like, can I pick your brain? Meaning people really understand that you are good at it, whether you like it or not. When I was growing up, my mom would get so many questions on filling out immigration papers, which is insane. Like English is not her first language, and so many people she helped get the not only residency but citizenship. That was like, girl, you should have charged back then, okay? You would have made hella money. Just of that alone, think about something like that. Who asks you to pick your brain about the same thing all the time? The next thing, what are you good at? Maybe you are a good organizer. Perhaps you love plants and you thrive in plants. Something in the kitchen, with kids, in marriage. So many different possibilities. And yes, that can be with your current position, with your current job, whatever the case may be. What are you good at? Next thing is, what would you do for free? I would set up people's courses. I would make their sales pages for free, and I know because I've done it. What would you do for free? That might be an indicator of a possible offer that you have there. Last but not least, what pays well? What pays well in your industry or in something that you like? And when you find those, brainstorm them. Get a piece of paper down, really brainstorm all of these questions, because that's gonna lead me to week number 2. But we're gonna start the personal branding roadmap, and this specifically is something that is my favorite because personal branding is like building a persona online with your current personality. The very first thing you have to do is your story. We talk about this all the time. What is your story? How do you relay your story to your audience? Do people even know what you're about? Why did you start this? Why should we listen to you? What different things happen in your life that make you qualified to talk about what you want to talk about? I like to tell the story of how much I hated dental, and not necessarily the industry itself. It was more the management. I truly believe that dentists do not have any type of management, leadership, or business skills. They're just really good teeth doctors. So I like to share that. I like to talk about my experiences in the dental office. I also like to talk about how I almost died when I gave birth. Super scary, and how my relationship with my daughter, that was like a huge challenge for me mentally, being able to build that relationship with her so early on. I didn't really get that quick bond that I hear a lot of moms get. It took me like a good 2 years to completely feel good about myself mentally after having my child. And I share all of these things things and it's relatable. Now, I'm not saying share all your dirty laundry because that's not what I want you to do, but when you share your story, you could be more relatable and people will be able to connect with you, listen to you, be able to see that you're human and not just looking for transactions. And with that, you're gonna figure out your ideal client. Who are you talking to? What type of music does she like? What type of clothes does she wear? My ideal client is a little mixture of both. A lot of the girlies are not super fancy, low maintenance for the most part, but I know that my ideal client has either an entrepreneurial spirit, wants to be a creator, or is a full-on business owner that wants to get online and hasn't fully figured out how to do it yet. I also know that they are either in their late 20s merging into their late 30s. And I know that they're millennials, so it doesn't matter if I wear skinny jeans. Most likely they have kids, but if they don't, they understand. Maybe they are an aunt or something that they understand kid/mom life. And because of that, I can talk about that. A lot of my messaging is not around parenthood, but they still understand that I'm a mom. Let's move into your brand identity and your visual branding, because the brand identity is just a little deeper layer of what do you want people to talk about or say when they say your name. Insert your name here, LLC. What do people say about you? And it's a good thing. What type of reputation do you want to set for yourself? And that comes with the brand identity. Visual branding is what do you want people to feel when they look at your colors, when they look at your website, when they look at your page, your TikTok, your YouTube. I don't know who told us that Instagram needs to not be aesthetic. That's part of the visual branding. Like, you need to understand where you can be aesthetic. How do you want to sound? How do you want to look? What colors match with what? That is your visual aspect. This is not the most important thing, FYI. This is important, but it's not the most important thing. Next, let's talk about something that I don't see a lot on Instagram. Do you know your customer journey? If they find you on Instagram, what's the next step? Let's say that you want a freebie, right? And that freebie, you're gonna be able to send them because they say DM, free download, they DM you, you give them the link. Then what? If you're sending 12 emails, what do those emails entail? When are you gonna send them an offer? When are you gonna hard sell them? When are you gonna give them a discount? You need to write it out. And it doesn't have to be in a whiteboard. You can do it on a Notion. You can do it on a sticky pad, sticky notes, however you're gonna do it, you need to draw it out. Because a lot of us are just coming out here, spitting content out with absolutely no idea or no plan. So figuring out your customer journey and figuring out what stage your customer is in. So if you have nothing to sell, that's okay. We're gonna figure out a digital product for you in just a moment. But your customer journey, you could still have some type of awareness. If you're trying to build your following, people know who you are, then guess what? You need to make sure to have certain stages. So when you're attracting your ideal client, that's like all your reels, all your juicy stuff, all the things that attract. Then you convert them. So free download, they follow you, whatever the case may be. Close equals I made a sale, they bought something from me. But this is just as important as attracting, delighting them. How can you have them become your super fans and they love every single thing you do? So whether you start selling chips or tortillas or calcetines or socks or whatever, they will buy anything from you because you delighted them. This is what your customer journey should be focused on. Week 1, we talked about mindset, money, why are you doing this, getting your mind right. Second week, personal branding, roadmap, and it will continue to get more and more clear. Week 3, we're going straight in for the socials. TikTok and Instagram is something that you need to take serious. I'm gonna specifically talk about TikTok because it's my absolute favorite. It's my highest converting. I could show up in a beanie with no lashes and no brows or a little bit more done. And that's why I love it. Meaning cleaning up your social media. Fix your bio. Who are you helping? This is not new stuff. You know this. Who do you help? It's cool that you're a dog-loving yoga mom, succulent lady, but nobody cares. Tell people who you're helping and why should they be following you on both TikTok and Instagram. I know that TikTok has slightly smaller bio. Get everything that you can, and especially keywords in there. That means also for your handle. It's cool that you're fitness19 _ Johnny's mommy, but nobody cares. I truly believe that you should put either your brand name or your personal name. For example, you guys know that Fortuna Femenina is my absolute favorite. I really want to grow my podcast around that. I believe in what Fortuna Femenina means. For a few socials and for a few things, that's my Instagram. Now for my main thing, I am Senia because that's who I am. I want to build a lot of things around me and I'm the face. So pick something that goes with you. I'm not saying you have to use your name, but make it clear. Why do you need 700 underscores? Nobody's gonna find you. And make sure that you have the same photo throughout most of your platforms because that's how people are gonna find you. They find you on Instagram, they see you on YouTube, they see you on TikTok, like, okay, this is the same girl. And try to have somewhat of the same name. If you can't, just put the in front, like the Senia B. Herrera or Senia B. Herrera Co., Senia B. Herrera Inc. TikTok, let me give you a crash course to grow your business, brand, and officially monetize. So let's get into it. The very first thing I want you to do is, are they posting more vlogs? Are they posting more face to camera? That is gonna help you see what is working and what is not. That doesn't necessarily mean that just because they're posting that you're gonna go viral or it's gonna work for you. This is just the research. Take a look and take a good hour of typing in what your niche is. Makeup artist, your city, bakery, your city, restaurant, your city, digital products. Do the research, save, and see what is working. Also, take a look at what words they're using. What are they using on their caption? What hashtags are they using? All of this is the research side. Take a whole bunch of screenshots, put them in a folder so you could see what are good ideas for you to do. The next part of research is you're gonna ask AI content ideas to post about. For example, when my husband was doing couch flipping, he really wanted to be the master at couch flipping and he did go viral in a few of the videos. All we did is ask AI, what are good couch flipping content ideas? I started asking more questions. So if one of the questions was a little bit confusing, I would ask her to tell me more about this. What would be another way to rephrase this? Can you reword this to something friendlier? You talking to AI will help you get more clear on who you're talking to, how you want to talk to them, and content ideas. Once you're ready to create your videos on TikTok, the next thing you're gonna do is record something with a clear light, wipe off your lens, make sure that you're not in a dirty lens, and a quiet place. It might seem so basic, but a lot of people still don't do it. Does that mean that there's dark videos that go viral? Yes, that's okay, but you don't know if that's gonna happen. Why not just make it clear? Now you're definitely gonna have to test lengths because TikTok does like really long videos at the time of this recording, but that doesn't mean that for other people, a very short 5-10-second video doesn't also work. So you're gonna have to do it. Test out the trend, but also test out the long, educational, face to camera, get ready with me type or educational videos. Now, just like YouTube, TikTok wants to be a search engine. And so far, they've been doing a good job. Meaning that when you want to look up something, when you want to look up what to do in Miami or what to eat in Monterey, you're going to TikTok and you are seeing an actual video of what is going on in there. So use that to your advantage when you're creating your content. Always write in SEO style sentences. SEO is search engine optimization, meaning type in things that people are searching. Best marketing tips is gonna be in your caption and even on your video when you write the word. That is things that you search. So make sure that you always have SEO in mind. That doesn't mean that you're gonna stuff a whole bunch of keywords. What that means is you're going to write in keywords with things that make sense. And that goes for your caption too, making sure that it's not just on your video, adding relevant hashtags, and you'll also be able to research that and having a title for your video. If you want a full breakdown of the TikTok SEO and how the algorithm works, I will link the videos below. One last thing I wanted to talk to you about was the pinned video. I wouldn't just pin any video on there. I would pin something either about you, create a video of who you are, perhaps your story, and what you offer. That way people know exactly why they're here. So let's move on to week 4. Content that converts. If you do want a step-by-step on how to create an online business from scratch with a digital product, click the Brand to Profit plan right below this video and you can dive in step-by-step. I give you a whole breakdown in the ebook, and that way you can have a successful social media strategy. So there are different ways you're gonna be able to grow. Right now, I'm specifically gonna be talking about Instagram since I did give you a little TikTok class, but you need to figure out, am I gonna make a brand new account or am I gonna keep what I already have? There's obviously pros and cons to each, so you definitely have to take a look at them. But once you figure that out, I already told you, you need to optimize your account, making sure that your ideal client follows and finds you. And now you're gonna start creating your content. Consistency does matter, but when you're first starting to talk about yourself, rebrand yourself, you need to be showing up daily. and as often as possible. Whatever often means for you, I think that you should go 2 to 3 times a day, but if that's not doable, at least 1 time a day. And in that caption, making sure that you tell the story. What I've seen and what's been working a lot for me is when I show not only my story, the aesthetic side of things, but also the result. What do people want me to help them with, and did I already get that result? Now, there is different type of content on Instagram specifically, so let's talk about it. Attraction content is what people like, what attracts my ideal client. So this content does address pain points, meaning, look, this is what you don't have and this is what you could have, and they need your solution. This is definitely when you want to position yourself as that expert, definitely. Super cute B-roll. The next thing is nurturing content. This is gonna stir up that engagement for you. And this can be in your stories because people already followed you and you get to nurture them in there. What type of tips can I have? What type of relationship can I have with my people? This content is specifically going to continue building that relationship, making sure that they respond to your stories, they share it. I highly suggest that you do continue doing that, but also relevant to your niche or whatever it is that you want to continue talking about. Next type of content is valuable content. So tips, tricks, things like that. I wouldn't say you do everything. You don't want to give every single thing away. Enough to where they're going to be able to be curious to buy your thing. And obviously relatable content that it's like, dude, same, I feel that way. Oh my God, me too. That's like the cherry on top. Now, what we've all been waiting for is creating your offer. But let's start researching what you need to create. You're gonna start developing your idea, and this comes with asking your audience what they wanna see. And this might mean that you need to DM them, because what I see is that you just expect your audience to just have loads of conversations with you, but a lot of people are just shy. They think that they're gonna bother you and they just don't interact. So you can reach out to people. Maybe the person that you know will give you the best feedback possible, and start asking them, like, what do you need help with? What type of problem are you going through? Where is your pain point? Like the specific things that they're struggling with, interview them, and that's the type of product you can create. Now, what do you even want to create? Well, we already thought about the possible things that you are good at, so you should have an idea of what you can do. But let me throw some things out there. A digital product is the best possible thing, and that's exactly what I'm going to talk about now. Because in a digital product, you can start off with templates, different type of worksheets, and listen, I'm not against MRR type of products, but I think that that should be a template that you can customize yourself. I know that this is just my personal opinion, but I don't love the idea of just everyone turning it around and just reselling it with absolutely no thought process. So if you are using some sort of templates, with the templates that are on Canva, it's pretty much the same thing. It's not bad to have these templates that you can buy and reuse. The problem I personally have with it is that there's no customization or thought process behind it. You're just making it because you want a quick buck. Think about your ideal client. We talked about that in the very beginning, week number 2. So what does she want? What is easier for her? I used to create printable planners, and that was at the beginning of my journey back in 2017. That's what I knew. That's what I personally used. So it helped me, but I wouldn't do that for my person anymore. The digital planners / templates that I make are on Notion, because as I've evolved, so has my ideal client. And she's more of a digital girly, meaning if I'm at the coffee shop and I have 10 minutes to work, I can bring up my Notion and start working in there. Does that make sense? So think about your ideal client. Again, I'm not against digital planners and things like that. Just customize it to you though. Okay, and also your ideal client. Another thing you can have as a digital product is some type of ebook. I actually just created the cutest ever ebook. I will link it below. It's a healthy hair guide, and it is just the cutest thing ever. I'm gonna help you how to take care of your hair. Guess what? A lot of the templates were from Canva, but again, I customized. An ebook is gonna be so helpful for people that do prefer to read or do need some type of diagrams, and AI is just everything for that. There's so many different AI tools like Canva AI, Notion has a whole AI too, as well as your ChatGPT. But essentially you can create an outline, have them figure out the spelling, and your girl obviously doesn't know how to spell. But again, we have integrity here. So you need to make sure to be authentic and use your own voice and put your own twist. Don't just copy paste. Next is one of my favorites, which is a masterclass. And the reason why I love masterclasses is because they get to hear your voice. You don't have to necessarily show your face, but you still have to write a script anyway. If you're gonna do an ebook, you have to write it out. Why not just make that into a masterclass? Put your juicy twist on it, put your voice, and now you can either do just the masterclass or both. The ebook that accompanies the masterclass and charge a little more. The next thing you can do is a course. A course is a little bit more intricate. I will leave the link below, all about the simple course plan, and it really gives you a step-by-step that doesn't have to be difficult. It literally, it's in the name, the simple course plan. How you can create something that is impactful and doesn't have to take so much time. Very comprehensive, but essentially creating a program is beautiful. I know that coaching is great, but course creation can be so lucrative if you take it seriously, really dig deep into something that you're super good at, be the industry leader, and then in your space, like, why not dominate? Now, once you choose this, depending on what you choose, let's say that you choose a masterclass, before you even create it, and this is probably controversial out there, but you need to pre-sell it, because what if you create everything and nobody likes it? Not only do you need to create a free download so people actually are in your funnel in that attract and convert stage, you know what I mean, in that customer journey, you have to create something free for people to come in, get their email, you nurture them, send them amazing emails, make sure that they connect with you, and then from there, pre-sell your course. If your course is 6 weeks, maybe you can create 2 of the module videos. If it's a masterclass, maybe you can just create a quick outline, pre-sell it, and if people love it, then you can create and record and everything. Because again, you don't want to waste your time. And sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of the times when I launch a video, let's just say for content purposes, and I ask people, okay, what do you want to watch? Video A on YouTube or video B on YouTube? And I already created A. Why do they always ask me for video B? Like, I already created A though. Like, I already created this, but again, you don't know what your audience wants if you don't ask them. So when you pre-sell it, that's a strategy that I've absolutely fallen in love with. Maybe you don't have everything, maybe you have half of the course, or maybe just the outline or the masterclass, and then you sell it, make some money, take some overhead, and start creating it. It also puts a little pressure on you because now you're not just lollygagging for a whole year trying to create this class. I'm not done. I still have another step, and that is whether you create your class that's free, your PDF that's free, or it's paid, you need to add email marketing into this sequence. And that's exactly what we're talking about in the next video. Bye.